Beautiful people, today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a weapon that it's not the best, but this thing is absolutely amazing in its own right. Very fun, and I would say at the moment it is my favorite weapon. It's not a bossing weapon, but it's going to absolutely dunk on everything else. That's not a healthy boss, right? We're talking about none other than the Wombo combo assault rifle. This is a Vladoff juicer in which, if you have played Borderlands 3, it might give you some heavy vibes of the Ogre assault rifle, although I feel like this one is better. The rockets that this assault rifle shoots just automatically while you're holding left click or right trigger hit like an absolute truck, and you can scale that damage in multiple ways, which is very, very nice, which is where most of this weapon's damage and stopping power is going to be coming from. The actual bullets itself, they do hit okay, but you're not worried about that. What makes this thing awesome are the free rockets it's shooting while you're shooting, and not to mention this thing has a nice rate of fire. We like to shoot really, really fast. This is going to play into that. The faster we shoot, the more rockets we put out, the more damage we put out. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this weapon and why I like it is because when I was initially power leveling my first character, which was Rafa, I got a level 29 Wombo combo as a reward from one of the bio bounties I had first done. And that incinerary Wombo combo was putting in absolute work due to those rockets, even as I was pushing the high 40s to get to 50. And I was thoroughly impressed by it. I just appreciated having a really strong weapon. And now that we are level 50 and more powered and have some gear to really juice this bad boy up, we're going to do just that, because this weapon is freaking awesome. Now, if you do want to farm it, okay, we're going to be farming the grunt over at the Sauce Clinch Ripper Drill site over in the Ruined Sumplands of everybody's favorite spiky area, the Carcadia Burns. You do have to do a little bit of mobbing beforehand before the bosses actually spawn, which, if you're farming just the Wombo combo, can kind of be a little bit of a dud because it adds in a little bit more time, but it does act as a really good source to help you farm some good purples as well while going for your Wombo combo, which, let's be real here, fellas, purples in this game, they're absolutely disgusting, but that's besides the point. So far, the elemental versions that I have gotten of this weapon have been Cryo and Incendiary. If this does drop in radiation, please let me know down in the comments. I would really like one. And of course, one day, we will get our hands on a phosphine version of the Wombo combo. But with that being said about this beautiful, beautiful construction of bullet spraying potential, let's go into a bit more live game action and have some fun with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start us off over at the spot where you actually farm the weapon itself. Since this is mainly more of a mobbing weapon and not necessarily a bossing behemoth like some other weapons are, this actually kind of acts as a mini slaughter shaft in a sense, because there's a good amount of enemies around, but we're also able to really let this thing just fly and let it rip. We got some bosses to kill. The bosses here, they're not that tanky, so like low-key, this thing can handle the job, which is obviously pretty good. And hey, who knows, maybe I'll get some heaters to drop for us in the middle of the video. Sometimes that video like movie coming through. I ain't gonna lie to you, my fam. Also, we do have our rep kit that gives us a lot of extra fire rate. First of all, I'm a big fan of the drum mag, just due in part that it kind of reminds me of a PPSH. Obviously, without our action skill up, it definitely does hurt. You gotta have your action skill up if you really want to get the most potential out of your setup and your build. And now that we do have it up, don't mind me, I'm gonna let it fly. I love this gun. And look at that, dude. Just whenever we get our amp kit pop, we get so much extra fire rate. Oops. Whenever we pop out our actual amp kit, we get so much extra fire rate for 15 seconds. It's huge. It's very noticeable. It allows this thing to, what I like to say, really bullet hose. Just gotta be careful that I don't down myself with it. Just let the rockets fly, dude. I can't even really necessarily see where the enemies are at. I'm just letting the frickin' thing just rip. I'm just letting it fly. Plus, we do have the fireworks shield, which is very nice. Ooh, hello, bye. Rip your shield. Just absolutely sending it. Alright, let me just pop our med kit. We pop this. Pop this. Rah! Rah! Yeah, it's not the bossing behemoth or anything like that whatsoever. It's definitely a mobbing weapon. That being said, against some weaker enemies like this, like, yeah, it can handle it. Also, a little trick here, just if you ever want to do this a little quick, you just hop over the fence, and you don't have to go around or do anything too crazy like that. We're gonna do it one more time, why not? And then we'll move on. We'll move on. If you guys were Moe's players or enjoyed playing Moe's back in Borderlands 3, this gun synergizes really well with the Ogre, and it's obviously like it's really good on Rafa. It's just because you can get a lot of extra fire rate, which on a gun like this you really do want, just because the damage themselves of this weapon is not coming from the bullets, it's coming from the rockets. And if you have higher fire rate, you're going to shoot more of those rockets more often, which we want all the time. Just absolute bullet hose. This is when it's in what I like to call its true PPSH form, where we can do stuff like that. Did I miss my knife? I missed my knife. See ya. Oh yeah, dude, true bullet hose mode is the best mode. Can't even see the enemy target. Bye. Ah! Wow. Speaking of checking your purples, we just got a vivisecting throwing knife from this dude. Now, obviously, with how many guns there are in this game, I do want to showcase eventually. I don't want to say like quite all of them, because all of them, there's a lot. The heaviest hitters first. Some of the ones I'm liking, and then, you know, as the game goes on, we find some hidden gems along the way. You know, we got to hit those licks as well. Especially if they're good, dude. It's like there's some undercover hidden gem weapons that are like really sweating out. I really like to showcase those off. Like, yeah, at some point everyone's going to know like the main meta stuff, so it'll be nice to be able to show people like, hey, some hidden gems that you may not know about, or like, you know, the hidden interactions are always pretty fun as well. And the Wombo combo, I feel like it's just kind of got raw mobbing prowess. It's just really good at this. And when I say like it's not meant for bossing, I'm not saying that like it has no bossing capability at all. I would say on a scale from 1 to 10, it probably has like a 4 in that category. Whereas in mobbing, it's probably like a 9.5. This gun is basically, with this gun, bro, you're just mogging on everything, bro. Everything you see, you're just mogging. You're just flat out mogging them. I mean, we're just running fast, absolutely dousing all the competition with the lead and explosives. High rate of fire, high movement speed, fast and efficient. This thing's absolutely amazing. Alright, so now we're going to take it against the... Oh, man, I forgot this guy has a shield. Okay, well... Not quite its most opportune spot, especially going up against a shielded boss. Alright. Perfect opportunity for it now. Go, my friend. Yeah, at that point, dude, we look how much bonuses we had at that point going for us. I mean, we're just doing that fast, like, a lot of things are gonna get fried. Alright. So we're over here just doing a wildcard mission now, just to fight a good amount of some mobs. And just let this thing kind of frag out and fry, do what it does best. I love this thing. You're just cranking its fire rate, get those rockets flying, have a blast. This gun's simple, it's not hard to understand. And just because it is so much fun to shoot the dummy like as fast as we possibly can, dude, it's... Even without any of the kill skills, it's always fun to just let her rip. No recoil on a gun shooting this fast. Okay. Let's actually talk about the setup here that we use to actually, you know, provide the Wombo combo to look really good. It's really strong base just because of the rockets, but we really want to juice that fire rate. I got my war paint here. The chrome perk itself is just really, really awesome. Increased fire rate and movement speed, and your cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds each time you take damage. And we have a passive that is just really good. Grants increased fire rate. I will say the Deadeye firmware, I'm currently working to try and get more of, because I want those passives. Vivisecting throwing knife is always a good piece of utility, especially since we don't want our ordnance to be doing too much like nuking or anything like that. So We're using this to buff and help this thing, which we would do for any other weapon in the game, not just this one. I decided to use the Dancer here because we have a lot of overdrive bonuses, so doubling those bonuses is going to be really, really awesome, which is why it feels so night and day different when we don't have our action skill up, and when we do, fireworks shield is just all around really good. And then we have a Hero of the Bullet. This is a Vladoff enhancement. I would say the bullet hose Vladoff enhancement is really nice, although I do not know for a fact if this affects the rockets that the Wombo combo shoots out. And then the box magazine is also really nice for some even further increased fire rate, and the passive magazine size is also quite nice. Also, the splash damage radius helps with the rockets, so we just got a lot of stuff helping out with this enhancement, and it's only level 37. Check these out, dude. Enhancements, really good. Now for the skills, bro, it's kind of just a standard gun damage Rafa build. You just kind of spec far into the right part of the red tree, as you want to get some fire rate, and then we get some gun damage, a little bit of some splash damage from barrage, which is really nice. And then this you definitely want, although now that I realize my class hold on guys, this is going to irk me. Okay, now that we have an extra skill point available to us, I just threw in a Devil May Care, a little bit more there. But you're going to spec in a Temperio, but you're going to spec in down into here. And then yes, for some true bullet hosing, you do want to run Bullet Buddy Deluxe. Since we're going to be shooting as fast as we are, having that period of just not having to worry about reloading and let the gun fire fully, freely. Wings are completely out, spreading out, doing what you want to do. It's really fun. But in the blue tree, we're just getting some extra fire rate from things like the Thrill. Lost Jars gives us a little bit of ammo regen, which is nice, especially with how fast this thing will be shooting. Definitely wanted to get Jock, so we spec'd into Al Centro. And they have one passive into deadline, 1 point. All right, we got 1 point into deadline. And overall, man, I just really do enjoy this weapon. This one specifically with the drum mag, it reminds me of a PPSH, just the way it looks. Obviously the PPSH doesn't fire rockets and is an SMG, but this thing and the PPSH, they both shoot really fast. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this bad boy down below in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. Do consider checking out the Twitch channel. See you on the next one. Adios.